Hi, George here.
And I'm MJ.
We're here at JustOneDram.com for a Not So Whiskey Wednesday to bring in the new year. Little disclaimer, it is New Year's Day and we are both a little worn from ringing in the new year last night, so bear with us if we get a little slow. Anyway, we do have a really cool bottle today. It's a bottle out of the first batch run of the wheat vodka from Black Button Distilling here in Rochester, New York. It's the first distillery in the Rochester area since Prohibition. Before Prohibition, we had we had six distilleries in Rochester, but it's taken all this time for a new one to pop up, and I am by no means disappointed in what the first batch has brought out. Want to jump into it?
Yeah, sure. While we were doing these tasting notes, obviously the first thing that we start off with is the nose. When I was doing it, it's very complex, which is something that's a little different from craft vodka. There's a lot going on there. When I was smelling it, I get a lot of salt. It reminded me of like salt toffee and kind of being by the sea. That's kind of just that minerally saltiness is what I get out of it.
Yeah, I don't so much get the toffee. I wouldn't call it, personally, I don't get salty either, but cool thing about this vodka is I had the experience to see a lot of people try it for the first time and really get their first impressions of it. And you hear all sorts of cool things. Like, for instance, I heard one person say they smelled chocolate, which I don't see at all. Somebody else said it was a little peppery. Again, I don't see it at all, but the great thing about just spirits in general, very subjective what you smell and taste. There are some things that will pull through, but not everybody will smell or taste the same thing. Me personally, I get a really aromatic, minerally nothing is the best way I can think of describing it. Even though there's so much going on, it's vibrant and bright, it's still what a vodka should be, very neutral. And I like that a lot about it, because it's interesting, complex, but ultimately there's nothing there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. As far as the palate is concerned, I look for in a nice vodka is, just like George said, it's kind of that clean nothingness. You can definitely taste a lot of the wheat. It is rather sweet, especially up front, but it balances very nicely and kind of just rolls into that just clean liquid taste.
I have to agree, it's a bit sweet up front from the wheat, but not to the point where it's sugary sweet. It's just a light, sweet, enjoyable greeting, and it really is very smooth right across through. It is, what's the proof on this again? It's 42% alcohol, so 84 proof. This is a little tiny bit more alcohol than the standard vodka, but it's still so much smoother than their standard vodka out there. It's a very crisp and clean throughout, and I like that a lot about it. There have only been 3 vodkas I've ever really liked, so I'm not a vodka drinker. The only times I've had vodka for parties, it's all somebody has, and I heavily mix it. And this is one of 3 that I can honestly say I enjoy sipping straight, or in a higher end cocktail. Like, I think this would be great in the right martini. You have to have the right vermouth for certain. I've had it in tonic and vodka tonic. It's very good with that. There's a lot you can do with this.
Yeah, we're drinking just straight at room temperature. And I haven't yet had the opportunity to try it chilled yet, but I'm sure it would taste exactly how I would expect it to.
Well, I think it's 20 degrees out. We can just go sit outside for a while.
That's true. That's true.
Ultimately, I have to say I'm very impressed with the first batch out of Black Button. They will also be having soon a gin and a moonshine, the unaged corn whiskey. And 2 years down the road, after it's aged up, there will be a 4-grain wheated bourbon. So I'm really excited. For a first batch, first try at actually making something at the distillery to come out so well, I have a lot of confidence in great things to come here.
Yeah, it's great. And something that I really like is everything's homegrown, everything's done locally. It's just kind of the perfect way to support local Rochester business.
It's everything that you want in a craft spirit. Local, small batch, high quality, and
Beautiful product.
reasonable price actually. It's about $35 for a craft bottle of vodka. It's actually very reasonable, I think. Great stuff. That all being said, I think it's time for a nap because New Year's Eve definitely took its toll. Expect a lot of cool things from us this year. Gonna try and do a lot more cool, fun, different stuff with the site and our videos. So, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Oh yeah, check out Facebook, site, Twitter, social media, sharing this, liking the video, subscribing, all that nonsense that, social media. What are you gonna do?